If you've been on social media, you've probably come across the term XRP, and you've probably seen some cringy crypto TikTok person telling you to buy XRP because it'll make you a millionaire.
Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.
So in this video, I'm going to explain what XRP is. So we're going to start off with giving you a history and overview. Then I'm going to tell you how it works. Then we're going to go on the graphs and I'm going to show you some technical analysis in case maybe you want to buy XRP. I'm going to show you possibly the best price you can buy it at. And finally, I'm going to give you XRP fundamentals. So let's talk about a quick overview of XRP. So let me paint the picture for you. It's early 2011 and there's three developers, David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, and Arthur Brito. They created a company called Ripple Labs and they created a cryptocurrency called XRP. Now, their goal was basically to create a fast, cost-effective alternative to traditional payments. This is where XRP comes in. XRP's goal is basically to peg every currency to XRP. And basically, the goal is that if I want to send money now to my friend, firstly, I can get it done today, number one. And number two is the fact that I don't have to change into the US dollar and then into another currency. What I would do is all I would do is send the XRP to my friend, and because it's pegged to all these different currencies, he would be able to access that money in his rupees or whatever, and boom, you know, instead of taking 5 days and all these different transaction costs just to get some money across, XRP does that really quickly and it doesn't have to go through all this nonsense of changing different currencies. So XRP was listed on cryptocurrency exchanges in about 2012, and basically people were able to buy it. So now that I've given you an overview and history of XRP and how it works, now I'm going to go into the technicals to give you some sort of an idea of what is a good price to buy XRP if you want to buy it. So now we go into TradingView, which is my charting software, and I'm looking at the XRP US dollar chart. I'm looking at Binance's chart. So I always like to start off my analysis by looking at the 6-monthly time frame. The first thing I want to do is I want to draw my highest and lowest points. My lowest point is about here, okay, and we can call that my all-time low. So we got there, all-time low, and then I like to grab the next one and take it to my all-time high so that we know what is the lowest it has gone to and what is the highest. Okay, so now that we've got my all-time low and my all-time high, the next thing is we want to understand what sort of structure is our 6-monthly time frame. Is it bullish or is it bearish? Now what I mean by bullish is the general trend looking like it's going up, or is it bearish where the general trend is it's going down? So if I look at it, if we go from here up to here, okay, so if I draw from this yellow point to this point, you can see that overall our trend is on the 6-monthly time frame is bullish because it's going up. The first thing we can note is the 6-monthly time frame is bullish. So what I like to do is, before you want to invest in this certain XRP token, right, you've got your fundamentals and you believe in your fundamentals, but also you want to look at technicals and you want to know when is the best time to get in. So what I like to do is I like to use confluences to add to the fact that, okay, this is why I'm buying XRP at this point. Now a confluence is basically an idea or one of the reasons why you would get into this particular investment, okay? So let's say your one confluence might be that you believe that XRP, its mission, the fact that it wants to be a universal bridge currency, so you really have faith in it and you've looked at the other competitors and you just really believe in XRP in its fundamentals. You've looked at the market cap, circulating supply, all that, and it all makes sense to you. That's confluence number one. Then we go into our charts and we look at the 6-monthly time frame and it's bullish. So that we can call confluence number two. Now that we've done that, what I like to do is I like to draw what we call my support and my resistance. So at this point, we don't have much data, but what we can do is we've got a resistance at this point here. This is my 6-monthly resistance, okay? generally when price comes anywhere around this area, touches anywhere here, it tends to go down. And if you don't understand what resistance is, I'll be doing some videos explaining support and resistance later. But basically, just so that you can understand right now, a resistance point is an area where it stops price from going up any further until it breaks this point. So think of it like a barrier, like a roof. So if you can see here, we've got like this little roof, and this seems to respect on the 6 monthly time frame. With regards to a support on the 6 monthly, it doesn't look like we really have one per se. We could argue that maybe this bit here is our resistance on the 6 monthly. So now that we've got our resistance and we've looked at our 6 monthly time frame, if we also look at the RSI, it doesn't have enough data for us, so we can't use that as a confluence. Now we move on to the monthly time frame. We want to look at what is the structure looking like. When I look at the monthly time frame, I like to look 3 years beforehand. Currently we're in 2023, so I'm going to look at 2020. And if you can see at 2020, we are in a bullish trend, okay? If we just look from this point. So again, next confluence is we are in a bullish trend, okay? And if you wanted to even go further back, you could see that we are, because we went down, we were down here, and then we were up here. So overall, we're still in a bullish trend. So that's another confluence, okay? Now also what I like to do, now that I've got these confluences, now first let me just draw some more support and resistance. So again, this is a general support and resistance on the monthly, but just to add more, we could possibly say that this is another one round about here, because what I like to do is I like to draw my resistance points when there's these two candles here that kind of, it like looks like a little rooftop where both the green candle and the red candle are together. And I would argue that this could also be another resistance point over here. And then in terms of my support on the other area, we could say it is round about there. I like to draw a rectangle because I don't like to just put it just as a plain line, because obviously it's not always going to just be one little point. It's going to be a range. So you can call this your other range. So you can see that we're coming near to this current support. Now remember, I said what a resistance is. A resistance is a roof. Now when I talk about a support, what a support is, think of it like a jumping castle. So when you jump on the jumping castle, the support is that bottom bit, and you go down, and then usually you can't go more down, so it's going to push you up. So think of it like a jumping castle or a trampoline. So usually if it's respected, what you tend to find is it's going to hit it, and then it's going to go move up. Okay. So the way I like to think of support and resistance is like a game of ping pong, where basically when you hit the resistance, if it's respected, it like ricochets off it and then goes down, and then it moves to the support. And then if it is respected, then it will ricochet and then go to the resistance. And it keeps playing this game until the candles get super strong, and then they just shoot up past this, and now your resistance becomes support. So what I want you to understand is support can become resistance, and resistance can become support after being broken and retested. Okay, so this is a bit complicated, so I don't want to go too much into it. I'll make some videos on it. So now that we've got our monthly support and resistance, here's our resistance, here's our support. Let's look at the RSI, and the RSI is currently, if we want to buy, we would want it to show that it is oversold. So we'd want it to go below this blue line, so below this 20, to tell us, okay, let's buy. And we'd want both of these, this blue curve and the red curve, to go under here to confirm with the RSI. So currently our two main confluences are the fact that my 6 monthly is bullish, my monthly is also bullish. So now that I've done that, we can also look at it in terms of premium and discount levels. So if I go back onto my 6 monthly time frame, I use this tool called the GAN box tool, and basically I take it from the bottom to the top. It marks the 50% zone. So if you can see here, it says 0.5. think of it like this. In this case, when I have it going upwards, okay, this white bit is what we call my premium level. So my premium level is where you would want to sell, okay? And my blue area here below 50% is what we call my discount area. So think of it in terms of shoes, okay? If shoes are at a premium price, which means that usually maybe they're $100, but now they're $150, you're not going to want to buy the shoes. You'd more likely want to sell them because you know that later you can buy them at 100, right? When we're in a bullish trend, when things are in a premium, we want to make sure that we sell, okay? Generally, it's one of the confluences. And then in a discount, so think of it like your shoes. If your shoes are usually 100, now suddenly you see those shoes going for a discount and now it's only $20. You're more likely to want to buy them. This idea of premium and discount is that we always are happy with 50% and below, okay? So we want to get in whenever we are below this 50%. So if we look now, currently looking at the 6 monthly, can you see that we are currently over here, which is 0.5282, which is in this discount area. So that is another confluence of why we should buy XRP. Now we can do the same thing going on to the monthly. And again, I'm just going to go from this point to this point, okay? Because as I said, I like to look at 3 years before. So we're looking at 2020. So again, we look at this blue line, this blue area, and we are in this blue area. So that's another confluence. What I would like to see with XRP, if I were wanting to invest in it, is I would most probably want to see a rejection from this support area right here. So what I'd like to see is I would like my XRP to come in this area over here, and either I'm going to pull the trigger and buy and then maybe sell up here, or depending, maybe you believe in it and you think it's going to go to 10K. There's some people who think that it's going to go to 10K, then just hold until 10K if that's what you believe and that's the price you want. But I'll get into a video about whether XRP can go to 10K a little later on. If I was personally wanting to get into XRP, I would wait for it to come to this point, and either I would aggressively pull the trigger here and probably sell over here, or I would probably wait for another confluence. So I'd probably wait for it to come here, and I'd either look at my monthly RSI, and I'll do another video explaining the RSI, but basically the RSI basically tells us whether something is overbought or oversold. And obviously if something is overbought, then that means that we want to sell, and if something is oversold, then we want to buy. That's the general rule, but obviously you don't just use indicators by themselves. I like to use a lot of confluences, because indicators aren't always going to be correct and indicators also lag. So what I like to do is I like to have a whole bunch of confluences together with that specific RSI to tell me to get in. What you should do is either look in this area if the RSI shows overbought, or if you can find some form of a rejection candle. We'll do videos on that too. A rejection candle meaning maybe you see a big wick, it hits here and then it goes up, or maybe there is a bullish engulfing candle. So a bullish engulfing candle, an example is like these two here, where you've got basically a very small red candle and then it gets engulfed by this green candle. So this is a bullish engulfing candle. So if we can actually get a bullish engulfing candle like this setup, when we hit here or in between here, if we can get this, then that could also mean, okay, let's get in. So there's different confluences, but I'm just giving you just a general overview. So ideally, if you want to get into XRP, you can either get in now, because obviously there's a lot of confluences, or you can wait until it gets to this specific support level and either pull the trigger and invest straight away, or if you want to get a better entry and a little bit more confirmation, you either wait for the RSI to show overbought, or you wait for a rejection candle or some form of a candlestick pattern to get in. Another key point is, if you'd like, I mean, the fact that we are in the discount and we're in the discount level at the moment, you could start dollar cost averaging. And again, we'll do another video on that, but basically dollar cost averaging is this idea where you basically buy, in this case, XRP, but you'd buy at regular intervals. So maybe you might decide to buy XRP every 3 days and you'll have a certain amount that you want to buy. So maybe you'll say, I'm going to buy $100 worth of XRP for every 3 days. So you could say, while it's in this discount area over here, as long as it's in this area, I'm just going to keep buying every 3 days. And then once it comes out that area, I'm going to stop. And I'll go over different strategies in different videos to help you out. So now that we've talked about technicals and I've shown you some cool ideas that I'll obviously go over, and I'll make lots of videos and I'll teach you all these things so that you can sound as smart as me, let's go into XRP fundamentals. So the first thing is, let's talk transaction speed. How fast is XRP compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and generally the traditional banking system? In comparison to the rest of the banking system, XRP is very quick. If I want to send money to my friend in India, it might take 3 to 5 business days for me to get my money to this person. XRP's real-time settlement, it's quick. So now let's talk about transactions per second. What can these different cryptocurrencies handle? So let's talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's start off with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can only manage 5 transactions per second, so 5 TPS. Ethereum can only handle 15 transactions per second. So Ethereum obviously looks like it's faster than Bitcoin, right? 3 times faster. But now let's talk about how many transactions per second XRP can do. XRP can do 1,500 transactions per second. So do the math there. That is 100 times faster than Ethereum, and obviously a lot faster than Bitcoin. So that's crazy, 1,500 transactions per second. So they can get a lot more done in a shorter period of time, which is incredible. Another important thing with XRP is there's really no mining fees because of the way that they created it. There's a lot of people that talk about Bitcoin and they talk about the harm that it does to the environment with regards to the electricity, etc., etc. Well, XRP doesn't do any of that. So we don't have to worry about that. So the environmentalists can't come and attack XRP with regards to that. And the reason why there's no gas fees is because XRP doesn't need to be mined. So just so that you understand that idea, because you might be asking, oh, but doesn't XRP need to be mined? So therefore there must be some gas fees. No. XRP doesn't need to be mined. So we're all good there. So now let's talk important fundamentals. So we're going to talk about market cap. The market cap of XRP currently is about $24 billion. Let's compare that to something like Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is about 500 billion. So there is a little bit of room for XRP to grow with regards to their market cap as compared to Bitcoin. Now let's talk about circulating supply. So that is basically the amount of coins in the crypto ecosystem. So there are currently 51.98 billion coins in the crypto ecosystem that are XRP. Now that we've got the circulating supply, now the only thing that we really need to look into is what is the maximum supply. XRP has a maximum supply of 100 billion coins. Now what's cool about having a maximum supply, it means that this is the maximum amount of coins that will ever be available. You don't have to worry about, like, for example, when the central bank, they currently are just printing money and there's no limit to the amount that they can print, right? With XRP, we know that there's only 100 billion coins. Let's look at the data now. There's 100 billion coins that will ever be created. And in the current ecosystem, there's only 51.98 billion circulating supply tokens. So that means that there's a bit less than 50 billion tokens that we still need to consider, also with regards to whatever price predictions we make with XRP, which I'll go through in a different video. So that's why it's very important that we, number one, know what the current market cap is, because if we look at the current market cap, then we can compare it to other tokens, like for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we can see, okay, how far are they in terms of market cap compared to XRP? How much extra room is there for them to grow in that regard? Then it's also important that we know what the current circulating supply is, because that allows us to know how many tokens are circulating in the ecosystem And then it's important that we also know the maximum supply, so we know what could possibly happen when these coins come into the ecosystem. Is that going to massively dilute our tokens? And that means that it's going to dilute our price. So maybe we think, okay, cool, my XRP is sitting at $1. Then next minute, these 50 billion tokens come into the market, and now suddenly with our $1, maybe now we're at 10 cents or 1 cent or whatever. I didn't do the quick maths for that, so anybody who tries to attack me in the comments for my maths ability, I stopped you right there. So now that we've gone over some nice statistics and whatever, let's just talk about some current news. So there's a lot of talk about XRP becoming the next central bank digital currency. A lot of people are worried about CBDCs and the impact that'll have on the whole world. XRP is leading the area in helping other countries establish platforms for CBDCs. They're particularly concerned at the MENA region, so that's the Middle East and Northern Africa. So they're big in the CBDC, so they could possibly be the front runners with the CBDC. But there's one issue that we haven't addressed with XRP yet, and that's its ongoing legal battle with the SEC, which could potentially impact its price, whether it's going to go down or it's going to go massively up. And if you want to watch that video, you can watch that video right over there.